again back with after 2 day break. I am again here with another interview, and my today's special guest is Mr. David. So, hello sir, how are you?
Good. I'm having trouble hearing you. There's a lot of static and feedback. Um, how do you say your name? Is it Alyan?
Okay, okay. Before moving on a question, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's David Fagan. I'm in the US. I run a talent agency, a talent management service where we work with speakers and authors and experts.
That's great. Thank you so much for introduction. Okay, so my first question in your screen. Can you tell us about your background and how you become interested in content creation, authority marketing, and territory management?
Um, there wasn't any one particular time. It's just something that I've been passionate about that has become a growing need. A big part of business is figuring out what the problems are out there in the world and how we can provide a solution for them. And a lot of people end up being called, or what we refer to as like the best kept secret. And so people aren't very good about talking about themselves. They're not very good at, marketing themselves. And so I found this to be something that I enjoy doing for people, especially people that were doing a lot of good for the world. I wanted to make sure that their message got out. And then I wanted to make sure that these people could help more people.
Awesome, wonderful. Okay, so how do you help individual and business with their content creation needs?
We help people write their books. We help people create their courses. We help people create visual aids like infographics, diagrams, different types of memes. So a lot of our business is kind of what to say and how to say it. So once we understand what the clients are trying to communicate to the world, we help them find the best way to word those things and display those things and communicate those things. Sometimes that's through imagery, sometimes that involves sound and video. But the idea is to help these people break through and get people's attention. So when we're creating content, we think about what's going to stand out, what is going to make a difference, what is there going to be in terms of like a hook.
Wonderful. Okay, so can you explain what authority marketing is and how it can benefit business and individuals?
Yeah, so authority marketing is when an individual becomes respected and influential in some type of field. So it's the idea of turning an everyday expert into a well-known expert where their opinions and beliefs and expertise are heavily valued. So it's kind of making them the star or raising their profile, which is a big part of business nowadays. And a lot of people online want to become what's called an influencer. An influencer is another name for a celebrity expert or another name for a authority.
Wonderful. Okay, so how do you manage talent and help individuals achieve their goals?
Well, not only do we help them create their content like books and courses, PowerPoint presentations, keynote talks, speeches. Not only do we help them create all those things, but we help get them exposure. So we might help them get featured in the media, get interviewed on television, get featured in newspapers and magazines. Sometimes we're helping them win awards. We nominate them for awards and pitch them for to get different awards. Sometimes it's getting them different testimonials. So it's getting testimonials and endorsements for other people. But as they start to win these awards and get on television and get featured in the media and speak on stages, and maybe they'll serve on a board of advisors or a board of directors, as they do all of these things, that's what helps them be seen as that icon in their industry.
Okay, wonderful. So, can you tell us about the top talent JV mastermind event and what attenders can expect?
So our Top Talent JV event is an online event. It's done over Zoom. It's a combination of speakers and authors and experts alongside event producers, show hosts, people in the media. So it's a lot of matchmaking. People in the media and people that put on events, they're looking for the talent, they're looking for good speakers, they're looking for experts. And then the speakers and experts, they're looking for the media and the events. So we're bringing those two people together. We're bringing them together. So everybody gets a chance to talk. Everyone gets a chance to say who they are and what they do. And then we kind of go from there.
Awesome, wonderful. So, how do you help speaker and author develop their media skills and strategies?
We do a lot of practice with them. We teach them how to talk in sound bites and in segments. So these are really small ways, very small, purposeful ways to speak and communicate. So it's practicing being the host. It's practicing being the interviewer, and learning and scripting the best way to say things. So even like what you're doing here right now, we have people practice that. Even what I'm doing here right now, we have people practice that. So practice is really important. And there's a term we use called wordsmithing, where it's like we're playing around with different words to see what word will have the greatest impact or be the most effective.
That's awesome, great. So, can you share any success story of individual or business that you have worked with?
Sure, we have all kinds of people that they have an up and running business. Maybe they're making some money, but they never really got the word out. And so once they were interviewed, maybe in television or a newspaper, then things got picked up even more. So one particular story, there's a woman named Janae Kreitner, and she had a lot of troubles growing up, and she didn't always have a place to live. And so she wanted to help other women find a place to live. And so she started bringing them home and letting them stay, where she was at. And she called the place Grandma's House. Well, we helped her write a book called Resurrecting Hope, and then put on a big gala, and a big name actor, Dylan McDermott, came, and he helped auction himself off for like dinner and a helicopter ride. And the book launch and gala raised almost $200,000 US for her charity and for her cause, and allowed her to help even more women. But the book and the exposure and the event, it really helped her bring a lot of new people, new eyeballs, and more resources to her organization.
Oh, great, wonderful, very nice. So, how do you stay up to date with the latest trends and development in content creation, authority marketing?
Well, I attend a lot of events, myself, where other speakers are sharing. Some of the events I attend, we call masterminds. And the idea of a mastermind is that a group of experts are coming together to talk about the technology they use. So, I'm a part of a lot of brainstorming and sharing of ideas and, working with different experts. So that's one way. I also do a lot of reading. I have subscriptions, and I'm tied into different news feeds where I'm constantly studying, a lot of the things that come out. I've also opted in on different email platforms, so different experts in the field. I'll get their emails that they send out about what they're doing and the newest things that are out there. So events, masterminds, reading news articles, and getting emails from other experts are probably the top ways that I stay on top of things.
Wonderful, awesome, amazing answer. So, can you tell us about any upcoming project or initiative you are working on?
Yeah, we're producing more television shows. We have several television shows that we're producing at the NASDAQ TV studio in New York City, Times Square. Some of these shows are for Bloomberg Television, Fox Business, Newsmax. There's something called Bloomberg Originals on Bloomberg TV. It's a news station, very reputable news station, and we've got several different documentaries and news programs where our experts will be able to share their expertise on camera.
Mm, wonderful, sir, very nice. Okay, so my next question is, how do you see the future of content creation and authority marketing evolving in the next few years?
Um, well, AI will keep playing a role, in how things are generated, the quality, how easy it will be generated. It'll make production costs less expensive. Also, you're going to continue to see more TV networks be online, more streaming online. More things will come through apps on our phone. I think, before too long, we won't just have the two-dimensional screen, but we'll have a three-dimensional image that we'll be watching and viewing. Three-dimensional imagery will be used in some of the productions. And then we're also starting to see more ways for people to interact with a radio show or a television show. Just like if you're broadcasting on Facebook, people can comment. If you're broadcasting through LinkedIn or YouTube, if it's live, people can comment and interact. We'll see, more of that even for television shows and radio shows. I think we lost him again. I think we lost Alan. He's coming back. He's back.
Yes, sorry for disconnecting. Okay, so my next question is, How
Yeah.
do business build their brand and establish it?
Yeah, so it's similar to some other answers in the sense that, helping them become an author, but not just an author, but like a published author, not just a published author, but a best-selling author, not just a best-selling author, but a number one best-selling author. Putting them on television, putting them in front of stages, putting them in front of big groups of people, getting them in newspapers, magazines, having them speak at certain places. We've had people speak at like the London Science Museum, the Los Angeles Convention Center. These are really big, well-known places. We take clients on keynote tours. We just took our third group of clients to Kenya in the last 10 months, where they speak at universities, they speak at schools, they meet with governors, and all of these things help them be established as thought leaders, right? Maybe we help them win awards. So then they're an award-winning speaker, they're an award-winning author. We have contests ourselves where people can compete and win different types of things. So all these things gives them a lot of influence and credibility and exposure.
Wonderful, sir. That's really awesome. Okay. So how do you help individual and business develop their marketing strategies and reach their target audience?
Well, it's the same answer really as I said before. The only small difference might be is really figuring out who their ideal client is. Who is the person that's going to be able to afford their products or services, and make sure that we're talking to the right people, the people who care about what they care about. They care about the things that they know a lot about.
Great, sir. So can you tell us about any challenges you have faced in your career and how you overcame them?
Um, let's see. Well, there's a lot of advice out there uh, that really isn't good, or the advice is only good in a certain context. So, meaning not all advice is for everyone all the time. So, I've had challenges in terms of taking good advice and applying it incorrectly. One one challenge kind of comes from like there's the idea that this will pay for itself. Like if you spend money in this, you'll make it all back. Well, that's not always true. It takes money to make money. That's not always true. Um, you know, uh, People shouldn't care what other people think about. That's not true. So it's really important to learn, how to apply advice. And there's a lot of knowledge out there, and knowledge isn't power. Wisdom is power. Knowledge is just random facts, knowledge is just knowing things, but wisdom is really knowing how to implement the things, really how to implement the facts, really knowing what advice is the best advice in any given situation. Wisdom comes after experience. So it goes knowledge, experience, wisdom. And we want wisdom. So, one of the things that's helped me over time is just gaining experience, having mentors that have good experience and wisdom, and then really knowing, when two truths exist, which truth has the greatest value. And that can be more complex for people. So knowing how to spend money, knowing how to invest money, knowing when to save money, how to have the right mindset, how to approach these kinds of things. Um, that's really the more important way to evolve.
Exactly, sir. So, how do you balance your work as a content creator, authority marketer, and talent manager?
Um, yeah, there's balance and there's counterbalance. I have a team that supports me. I delegate different things to my team. I know which activities are most valuable, so knowing how to prioritize things is really important. But it comes down to a lot of picking the right order of tasks, knowing what I should do in the morning versus what I should do at night, what kind of energy I'm going to need, what kind of thought process I'm going to need. So it's a lot of organizing the list, prioritizing the list, and doing things at the right day, um, right time of day or right time of night, and then also knowing which things I should delegate to other people who work for me.
Wonderful. Okay, sir. So, can you share any tips for individuals who are looking to establish themselves as a thought leader in their industry?
Sure. You need to build a following. You need to have fans. The fastest way to get fans is to give, serve, and share. Give, serve, share. And you want to give, serve, and share strategically. You don't want to just give everything you have away all the time, but you want to strategically give, serve, and share with people so that you develop friends and fans and followers. And you really want to think about the problems in the world and how are you going to solve those problems. What do people need? And even more importantly, what do people want? You always want to market what people want. So learn what they want and figure out how to get it to them faster, how to get it to them better, how to get it to them, more affordably, cheaper. That's a great way to go.
Alright, sir. Great. Okay, so can you tell us about any books or resources that have influenced your career and approach to content creation and authority marketing?
Yeah, there's a book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell, which is a really great book. Any of the leadership books by John Maxwell, I highly recommend. There are some more basic books out there that if you're new to success and leadership, you know, uh, how to win and influence friends, Dale Carnegie, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. These are kind of some of the basic books. There are books that are more advanced that you can get into if you kind of already understand, some of those things. Um, yeah, so those would be a few to get you going, just depending on where you're at.
Okay, awesome. Okay, sir. So my last question in your screen: what advice would you give to individuals who are looking to pursue career in content creation, authority, or marketing talent?
Anything you can learn about video editing is really big right now. So much of content is being done by video. So any apps or video editing software, anything you can learn about, effects, music, sound, lighting, anything you can do on a phone fast and easy. is really important. But understanding technology, things that can transcribe, things that can record, you know, storytelling. How do you tell a story? How do you get people's attention? How do you create value? How do you teach in an entertaining, intriguing, and fascinating way? You want the information to be entertaining, so it's kind of like infotainment. It's excuse me. Um, you know, those types of things are really important. Graphic design is also a really valuable tool. So much gets shared on social media. So graphic design, video editing, anything in those worlds are really important. The faster and quicker you can put things together that can be shared and displayed online is really important. It doesn't always have to be the best, but it has to be good. And sometimes good can be good enough. The other thing too is you got to live your life like you're going to write a book about it. Are you taking risks? Are you putting yourself out there? And are you writing the stories of your own life that will be worth sharing someday?
Amazing, sir. Wonderful. I am again very thankful to you for giving me your precious and valuable time. I hope everyone learned something from you and with your experience. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time and sharing your knowledge and sharing your experience with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.